All right, everybody, welcome. NorCal Sports Network. Good news, bad news today for the Giants. Good news. Well, let's start with the bad news. Bad news. They lost 4-3. Good news. They got Mitch Haniger. Oh, baby, this is a team going all the way now. Mitch Haniger. Can you believe it? Oh, my, what a move, Farhan. You are the executive of the year. How do you do this, Farhan? How do you pull this stuff off? It's amazing you're able to do it.
It's AJ Pollock, not Mitch Haniger.
Well, I meant same dude. I meant they got AJ Pollock. Oh, I totally blew it. AJ Pollock. How did you do it, Farhan? I mean, did he have to twist your arm? Come on, Farhan, tell me. Jerry DePito, what did he do for you? Come on, you snickered AJ Pollock from DePito. Man.
Cash considerations even.
I bet you're going to have to give up $100 billion for this guy. Dang. I can't believe Farhan was going to be so aggressive. So aggressive at the deadline. We got AJ Pollock and another guy that is a Donovan Walton type.
He's going straight to Sacramento. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but he's on the 40 now.
Yeah.
He's on the 40. So who's getting axed off the 40? I'll bet it's the same dude I bet it's the same guy. What's his name? Matt Duffy? No, what's the guy's name? They got in the deal today.
Mathis.
Mathis, that's right. I'm trying to forget. Matt Mathis. Who's going? I bet you Diaz is going down tomorrow for sure. And up comes Pollock. Why did I call him Haniger? I totally blew it. Haniger. I'm thinking that he's the same type of.
It got you so frazzled. That
yeah, they got you. They got you, man.
Just another injured right-handed white guy that can't do much. Just
supposedly they're in on a Teosco or a Teosca. Yeah, Teosco.
Yeah, it's
supposedly. Yeah,
it's about as frustrating.
Yep.
As you can get.
Don't forget he's 35 years old too, Ted. Perfect.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a typical Giants player.
He's hitting 173. But he's got an on-base percentage of 225.
Oh,
so
wow. Is today Kepler's birthday?
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Happy birthday.
Here we go, Kepler. There we go.
There you
All
go.
Right. Yeah,
hopefully they didn't get you another cake that you didn't eat. Rude. Anyway, Giants blow a chance to gain a half game on the idle Los Angeles Dodgers and move to within 1.5. Instead, they fall to 2.5 back. Giants go 0 for 8 tonight with runners in scoring position. The trend continues. Listen to the broadcast tonight with Bob Brenly, former Giants catcher, who's the commentator for the Diamondbacks broadcast. Giants have struck out the most with bases loaded, 34 times, most in baseball.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And they have a 195 batting average with bases loaded, fourth in baseball, fourth lowest.
Hey, that kind of goes in hand with what they're doing in July. I sent you that thing earlier. The Giants were the worst team in the month of July of scoring runs. They're at the bottom.
Yeah.
80.
Look, they got AJ Pollock. Don't worry about it now. It's all settled for August going forward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
AJ Pollock. Luciano rides the pine tonight, and is he going to play tomorrow night against Zach Gallen?
Who knows?
Probably not.
Wouldn't
hey, how about this, Dan? You know what I found interesting in the 7th inning Wade was coming up, and they had just brought in a lefty. I'm like, okay, Kepler's probably going to pinch hit for him, right?
That's for J.D. Davis?
Yeah, I thought it'd be J.D. Davis or somebody. They did that to Luciano. What was it, yesterday, the day before? I was like, okay, going to do the same
that was with nobody out, too.
Yeah,
in the third inning, they did it, and then they did it in the seventh.
But how come he doesn't pitch it for Wade?
He's just, who knows?
Whatever.
Who
and
knows?
then he wind up hitting into a weak grounder, and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Diaz stays up. I mean, he may stay up because Bora mentioned he's going to start the whole series. Who goes down tomorrow? It better not be Matos.
It may be Luciano.
It could be Luciano. Come up with another injury or something.
Oh, and how about this? Since you didn't use a damn starter, now you fucking just blew up your pin. Who else? Who they got? I mean, I guess they got what back? I mean, but he threw. How many innings did he throw the other day?
3.
4? 3?
2.
Was it just 2?
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll be ready tomorrow. But everyone else, though, if you notice, they're throwing out Tyler almost every day this last week.
Oh, they're going to burn this bullpen out. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Hey, I told you guys that this is going to the Cubs and the Diamondbacks will surpass the Giants, and so will the Padres, I think. I just think the Padres will probably add tomorrow. They'll do something. The Giants are going to fade off into the suns. I'm just telling you, they will struggle.
And I guess they came out and said they're not going to trade any of their surplus pitchers. We were talking about that yesterday with DeSclafani. Remember, what's his name? Danny Emmerman said with DeSclafani going down that the whole, trading a surplus starting pitcher is probably not going to happen. And it seems like that's what's going to happen. So,
yeah, they're not going to make any deals. Don't. They're going to make some borderline deals. Just like I said, it'd be for utility guys. And what did he do?
That's not even utility, man. That's just
the other guy's a utility.
That's futility.
Yeah, very good, Los. I like
Utility
that.
player.
Utility players. There you go.
So they strike out with men in scoring position, leading the league in strikeouts with bases loaded. They have a kid hitting 377 down in AA who never strikes out. And let's not give him a shot. Let's get an over the hill. Let's give it over the guy that's hitting 173 a shot.
They promoted Meckler to AAA. How about that, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
That's why it's so frustrating.
But the problem is they should bring up Meckler instead of signing freaking AJ Pollock, who's not even batting on it, who's batting on the interstate. Yeah, why not? Whatever.
It would have been a perfect replacement for Yaz, but
yes.
No.
Yeah, that or Luis Gonzalez when Gonzalez is, but I don't know how much time Gonzalez needs. Probably another couple of weeks is most likely. But look, Haniger's a fill-in guy. He's not going to finish with the club. Giants. Slater's. They're telling Slater not to run it 100%, more like 70% because of his heel. They're telling Yaz, don't run it 100%. With the hamstring, and then it was Conforto, and we bring in all the way from the city itself, Bora.
What's up,
Hey
Bora?
guys,
Hey, welcome, Bora.
thank you.
Welcome. Thought we'd have you join the mix here instead of bringing you on at the end. That way we don't run too late.
Yep.
Robert, rookies. How about Jock Peterson, who looks at strike 3 right down the middle of the plate? Let's not talk about the rookies. Come on. Bailey had 2 hits today. Who else? No,
he liked the buffet that was waiting for him in the clubhouse, so he was in a hurry to get
exactly.
So we got Bora in
as
a starter instead of a closer this time. Nice.
Yep.
Who was that?
He said we got Bora in as a starter instead of a closer.
Oh, that's right.
Tonight.
Yeah. We're bringing him in as an opener instead of a closer.
An opener, right?
Just for a couple innings.
Oh my
the
God!
You only get an inning though. That's right.
You know what's crazy is Arizona was trying to give away this game. 2 wild pitches and two extra innings, and you can't even freaking get the lead. Come on.
You know, I knew Stable was going to strike out. I just knew it.
You could kind of that splitter was nasty.
Yeah, it was a nasty
splitter, it was tailing away from him. He, that's a pitch that's tough because you got to make a decision as soon as it releases from his hand and it looks like a strike. It starts out at the middle of the plate and it fades out of the strike zone. And that's where you got to be guessing splitter and kind of leaning out over the plate and just poke it foul if you're already committed to swinging,
Mm-hmm.
But they're overusing the bullpen. Manny Machado is right. He's overusing his bullpen.
Yep.
They've gone extra innings 2 days in a row. Duvall, what's he doing? Duvall 3 days in a row now.
3 days in a row. I know.
So Duvall's out for tomorrow. You don't have a closer for tomorrow.
Nope. Probably not Tyler either, because I think he's come out 3 times.
Who's pitching tomorrow? Who's starting?
Who knows?
Cobb.
Oh, is it Cobb?
Right? Cobb. Yeah. Cobb needs to go.
Cobb will go deep.
Cobb needs to give him 7 minimum, if not 8. He's got to be on.
Who do they have left? Who's after Cobb? Who's going tomorrow?
You mean after
Cobb
on Wednesday?
No, like in the bullpen.
Oh, they probably could go to Beck. Beck will probably throw an inning.
To be determined.
Yeah.
TBD.
Yeah,
that should be the Giants' starter. TBD.
Let me see who's on.
Really?
They could. Let's see.
They're saying Cobb was sick today. That's what Mark Hope's saying.
Oh, really?
Oh boy.
Poor thing.
Let's see. Gonzalez. They could bring up Luis Gonzalez to pitch.
Can they sign Sandoval on a 1 week contract so he can come in? He's got a nasty curve.
Hey, Luis Gonzalez, man, he pitched in New Mexico State and was pitched a bunch last year. This roster's it's very thin. I'm telling you, teams that are professional, that have general managers that actually know how to run a ball club, know how to win a game, they're actually making deals. Like Chicago has been red hot, and they're going out and making deals. They just added the third baseman from the Nationals. I don't know how you pronounce his name.
Candelario.
Candelario, right? I always want to say Candelario.
Yeah.
Candelario, who's nice hitting third baseman. They got a really solid infield now with Swanson and Nico Horner.
Oh yeah.
And who's their first baseman? Who's playing first for the Cubs?
Is it Wisdom? No, it's not Wisdom, is it?
Not sure if Wisdom plays first. He does play some third and everything. But yeah, this is a flawed team. They're getting by with pitching. They can't hit.
That's the issue. And that's the perfect. I was just going to lead into this. Whether Cobb or Webb is pitching, doesn't matter. The lineup ain't doing nothing. And you've got 11 innings, 11 innings and 3 runs.
The pitching is going to tail off towards the end of the season. It always does. And the hitting isn't going to be there to pick it up.
Yep. And Farhan's going to blow it. He's going to say, shoot. He's going to realize he should have listened to NorCal Sports Network and traded all of his vets that he could and gotten some top hitting prospects to build on this thing. Yeah, exactly, Justin. Mark Canha for a number 30 prospect. Too steep for Farhan. I thought the system was loaded, Farhan. Come on. You couldn't. You got AJ Pollock over Mark Canha? Are you serious? I mean, listen to these prospects that are in the Giants' top 30, and let's go down to about. They're all pitching. They wanted an outfielder though, so the Giants don't have any outfielders. Problem is they have no outfielders in their top 30 except Meckler in the back half. And they're not going to trade Wade Meckler. So, you couldn't have given up maybe the shortstop, Diego Velasquez, the 28th prospect, who's still like 3 years away, probably more like 4. I don't know. It's just They won't.
I'll have trouble sleeping tonight. Anticipation about what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. They're not getting anybody. Okay. They're not getting anybody of significance. It's going to be somewhere, back into the roster. They're screwing with Ramos. They're basically saying they believe in AJ Pollock, a 173 hitter over Elliot Ramos, who's been smoking the ball down in AAA. What does the guy got to do to earn a spot? My thinking is that Ramos is gone tomorrow, and that's why they got Pollock. Because why would you not bring up Ramos if Pollock is? You believe him. You don't need AJ Pollock for a few weeks. You got Elliot Ramos that deserves a shot.
It's even more disgusting seeing Kapler and Farhan actually speaking to this like it's a damn good thing. It's not. Come on, man. This guy, anyone with an internet connection could go to Baseball Reference and see what the hell AJ Pollock is doing. And as soon as you see that 173, everyone knows you're full of shit.
I saw an article. I don't know if it has any traction to it, but I saw an article that said Farhan is good where he's fine with the starting pitching that we have and the pitchers that we have. He's not going to shop any of the pitchers. He doesn't see.
He said that last week. Farhan did.
Yeah, he said he doesn't see any of the remaining starting pitchers to have any value to the Giants, and that's. He's what he's betting on. He's betting on Kyle Harrison just being ready because that's what's going to happen.
He can't be because he hasn't thrown in 3 weeks.
No, he just threw today. He threw 2 shutout innings with 4 strikeouts in the complex league.
Oh, okay.
He's down here in Arizona, and he's going to move back up to Sacramento.
So
I told you guys he's going to be up here in early August. He's going to – how many innings he pitched? 2. How many pitches?
I asked. I didn't see. It said he had 4 strikeouts, but he didn't have any walks. So
all right, you know what they're going to happen? You know what's going to happen? They are going to pitch Harrison in 5 days in Sac, and then they'll give him. They may call him up after that start or one more start to get him a little more stretched out. He will be here by. Let's see, this is August 1st tomorrow, 5th, 10th. He'll be here around the 12th to the 14th of August. You watch.
Right when the schedule gets hard.
Yeah.
Right when you get monster teams. Oh, let's pitch him against the great teams and mess up his confidence even more.
Hey, there's articles out there. John Shea said that from the San Francisco Chronicle. Here's an interesting interview with Farhan. I'd put it up there on the board, but it fades out. So actually, I think I can do it.
I don't think you could put websites in the chat. I think it squashes them.
I might be able to pull this off. Let me see.
I agree, Senior, but the problem is they're not going to let these. Why would you sit Luciano and Schmidt in today's game? That's why would you bring up Ramos instead of AJ Pollock? This is just I don't know what they're doing, man.
Yes.
I don't
Killing their confidence.
Exactly.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. John Shea, San Francisco Giants prepared to jump into Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes if indeed
bullshit
materialized. Instead, the Angels pulled the amazing two-way player off the trade market. Farhan says, yeah, of course we had interest. Of course we did. Giants president of baseball, Farhan told me Monday. But obviously,
we did our due diligence.
We were being respectful and knowing we're going to make a decision at some point. They have made a decision. So, yeah, of course, we had interest. Zaidi made a trade Monday, acquiring Mariners outfielder AJ Pollock and infielder Mark Mathias for a player to be named, but the Giants need more reinforcements, particularly a frontline starting pitcher, even though many of the top starters are off the board. They're not trading for Ohtani or Lucas Giolito, who joined Ohtani in Anaheim. The Rangers acquired Max Scherzer and Jordan Montgomery. The Cubs seem to be holding on Marcus Stroman. Ditto with the Padres and Blake Snell. Still, quality arms remain available, including Detroit's Michael Lorenzen and Eduardo Rodriguez and St. Louis's Jack Flaherty. The Mets' Justin Verlander would be the biggest prize for a Giants team that could ride him to the playoffs and insert him into the postseason rotation, but that's a long shot because 3 huge prerequisites must be met. The Giants would need to be willing to pay the contract, they need to be willing to give up a top prospect, and they need to receive approval from Verlander, plus his brother has to approve it.
Ben?
Yeah, who has a no trade. Most of Verlander's talk Monday centered on the Astros, also the Dodgers, who are trying to counter moves made by the Rangers and Angels. That's what people do, Farhan. They counter moves. The Dodgers are going to get better. You're not getting better. Cubs are getting better. Diamondbacks traded for a closer today. Will probably close the game out on you tomorrow night after Zach Gallen goes like 7 2/3 and gives up 1 run. Because you can't score 2 runs off of more than 2 runs off this other guy. They had Nelson tonight. How in the heck are you going to score off Gallen?
Gabe Kapler says Alex Cobb is dealing with a stomach bug and hopefully will pitch tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully. I doubt it. Stomach bug, you're not feeling that great if the next day. Push him back to Wednesday.
I heard that Orioles may be in on Rodriguez. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, Orioles. Yeah, that's why I brought up Cobb and Cobb.
But I also heard Detroit are asking like crazy offers for both Rodriguez and
That's what you do when you sell.
Yep,
that's what
they know.
You do when you sell.
But no,
you
Scott Harris
had a $400,000 house for $800,000. You get over on people.
Yep.
Not this.
You could get a haul for Cobb.
Nope.
You could have got a haul for Cobb. I agree.
Yep, you could have got definitely. With Lorenzen, Rodriguez, and Flaherty, the Giants must determine if any would be an upgrade over the status quo. And we say the answer is yes, if only because they're 6-inning starters, and the Giants only have 2 of those. Webb
Been saying
and
that
Cobb.
forever.
Otherwise, the Giants have relied on openers, an odd way to get through a critical stretch of the season, but a method that has been successful, as evidenced by the fact the Giants were 14-4 using openers heading into Monday night's game, with Manaea, Stripling, and Wood picking up the bulk of the innings. It's a pretty good formula for us, and we're obviously want to make sure we're not overtaxing our pitching staff yet, Farhan. The unselfishness we've had onto the position player side with guys coming off the bench and pitch hitting has really carried us over into the pitching group. It's been a huge part of the story for us. Yeah, clown show. Knowing that we have that as a backdrop, we're getting by. We're getting quality, and we just have to evaluate that versus what's left in the market, which is pretty thin. It's thin because you waited. Zaidi didn't sound optimistic. He was about to make a major move, but did say there's still ways we can help this club with some complementary pieces. What kind of complementary pieces are you going to add, Farhan? Serious. AJ Pollock with some guys that are still available in trade. So we're going to keep pushing on that. You just never know for sure what's going to happen. Take the 2019 trade deadline, for example. Zaidi first with the Giants. When I drove in that morning, I wasn't sure we were going to make any deals. And then it wound up being a really busy day. Who cut 5 deals that day by involving 13 players and famously moved Mark Melanson's entire contract to the Braves for prospects, including Tristan Beck, a valuable piece in this year's pen. Let's see. Skip this. This year's Zaidi staff have to ask themselves if the Giants can stick with a 2-man rotation, a bullpen that could be forced to work overtime, and a bunch of rookies in key everyday positions. We'll soon know all the answers. The Giants will either make more moves or determine they're fine and do nothing, which wouldn't exactly thrill a fan base that might have been a tad skeptical about the acquisitions of Pollock, who's 35 and hitting 173, and Matthias, who was optioned to AAA Sacramento. Granted, the Giants are betting on Pollock rejuvenating his career in a new environment with new coaches. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Bullshit.
He's going to give us quality at bats.
No, he ain't.
Quality at bats. He's hitting 173. How quality can they be?
That's what I'm talking about. And Rothberg, Farhan is a liar. He is not doing his best. And yes, it's a seller's market, and he's not selling. And don't blame coronavirus. Every other ball club, all the other 29 ball clubs, had to go through the same issues with coronavirus. And guess what? They're doing just fine. But the Giants suck because of Farhan and his constant failures in getting trades, free agents, and of course the prospects are doing okay, but everything else has been a freaking it's hot garbage. That's what it is. It's hot garbage with maggots crawling all over it. It's disgusting. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing Farhan coming out saying all this shit, making promises, hyping up the fan base, thinking that something's going to happen. And what do? You take a big fat shit. That's what you do.
It's the boy who cried wolf too many times.
He's a liar. No doubt about it. He's a damn liar.
Look at Robert's comment. Oh my God.
It's crazy. I know. It never ends.
I still believe Haniger will make a major contribution. Oh my God.
Yeah, when he will. He probably will when they're about 5 games out of the wild card in September.
Man.
So let me say something. I got to get something off my chest. Give me a little leash here. Give me a leash.
Go for it.
Yeah, I got to get this off my chest. Let me take a sip. I need to clear my throat. Okay. When I came on this show with Eric and Dan a few months ago, one of the first things I asked was, is this fan base like turning on the team because they really don't like the GM? I asked a legitimate question. And there was kind of some pushback, and there were some people that said, yeah, maybe so. And I started thinking about it even more and more. I have watched the Giants since 1977. That's a long time, man. I cannot remember any time where I dislike the owner, the GM, president of baseball operations, whatever his title is, and the manager. Those are 3 leadership positions. I don't like any of them. And I think a lot of guys don't want to admit they don't like them either. It is hard to root for this team when leadership is so piss poor, don't know the game of baseball, don't know how to operate it. It's kind of like it's like loving a Tesla, but you hate Elon Musk. So it's like, I can't fuck with a Tesla. That's how I'm feeling. Is anybody else feeling that way?
Totally. You're right on, Lowe's.
This is my team from my childhood.
Exactly.
I will always love them, but they're like a kid of mine that all of a sudden is getting into trouble and they're going to jail, and I keep having to bail them out. It's like, fuck you, stay in there for a couple of weeks so you can learn your lesson.
And the problem is,
hold on, Bor. These 3 guys, just as long as they are at, in leadership positions as they are, I just don't see it's going to be year after year after year of this same old crap. And it is hella frustrating to watch. Go ahead.
The problem is most of this fan base can see what needs to happen. We all know what needs to happen, and nothing's being done. Nothing's happening because these guys, they're just scared. They're scared of change. They're scared of doing anything. They're scared of breaking the rules. They're just playing it by the book, going off their little spreadsheet and computer, and just doing nothing. They're not doing anything.
There's nothing worse in business, in relationships, in sales, in sports than stubbornness. When you don't have the ability to just adapt and just change, when you're just doing the same. They say if you're doing the same thing and it's not showing good results and you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, you are really stubborn and not willing to figure out something else. And that is what's killing me. Every time I get on here and I do this show with Danny and Eric, and we talk about the Giants will never sell. The Giants will never sell. And I just want it one time. Can you just change up and do it? And they're not going to do it again. They're going to probably trade for some scrub tomorrow that's going to be average. And off we go. One person in the lineup is not going to make a difference. I've been saying that for weeks. Nope. This lineup is so inept. One person is not going to come. Even the great Luis Robert, who I've been wanting in center field for the White Sox. If they got him, he wouldn't make that much of a difference because he'd get pitched around.
Yeah.
So
they've fallen off a cliff. The last couple of weeks, they've fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
Go for it, Dan. You got anything? Or are you just looking real quick?
I'm looking for something right now.
Okay, real quick. Someone asked me a question. Edison Zhao. He asked me if Where was it at? Just up here. Should Farhan trade all the prospects for the best players? No, you don't do that. Look, if you're able to get a controllable player, you need to identify as a GM or as the president of baseball operations, you need to identify which prospects that you want to use as trade fodder and what prospects you want to use that's going to improve the team. But you just don't go throw those all out there for a rental. You just don't do that. You got to have a controllable player. And that's why we were advocating for Farhan to come out early and try to get these deals done quickly. So then you're not in this position to where all these guys start coming off the board and now you're left with just rentals and there's nothing you really can do. Unless you want to play an exorbitant price, which just like what I'm hearing what Detroit's doing, you're going to get screwed. So that's the problem. He doesn't seem, and I'm not no president of baseball operations or a GM, but just by looking at it and, kind of understanding of what's happening, it doesn't smell right. It doesn't pass the smell test. And he's a damn liar.
I told this to Dan privately. Let me say it for the whole chat now. The Giants are Kylie Jenner. If you buy a beautiful dress and badass jewelry and the perfect makeup to add to her, she's still going to look like Kylie Jenner. That's the Giants.
It's sad that this is what it's turned into. It
is because this is what they.
Why does the guy come out and say we're gonna be aggressive in early June? And I got some people giving me kickback on Twitter, like saying, well, he didn't know it was going to be a seller's market.
Bullshit.
We were talking about that on this show.
Yeah.
We looked at the standings and said, look at all the teams that are bunched together. Like a month and a half ago, we said, this is going to be a seller's market. There's only going to be about 8-10 teams really selling because everybody thinks they're in the race. And Farhan waits and waits and waits,
We said that too. Me and you, we're both sitting there. He's got to strike early. He's got to do it. And what did we always say? He probably won't, but you got to do it. We all saw it.
His nature. His nature is to be very, very cautious. He doesn't have a plan. Lou Marston had something very good to say about the Baltimore Orioles. Let's see if I can pull that comment. Yeah, here it is. Look what the Orioles did. They told fans, relax, give us 4 years and we'll be back. 5 years best in the American League. Yeah, they're at the top of the American League right now.
Yep.
And they're loaded, and they got so many guys that are ready to come. They don't have room for them, but they're not. They can start dealing like tomorrow. They may make a deal. They may get Rodriguez from Detroit, or heck, they could get Verlander.
Okay, so let's stay on that point, Danny. Right there, right freaking there. Why does Larry Baer and the whole Giant front office consider Giant fans to have a sense of entitlement when the Orioles organization doesn't do that, the Astros organization doesn't do that? They tell their fans, look, we're going to be down for a little while. Be patient with us. We're going to build this thing back up, and we're not just going to be okay. We're going to be really damn good. And I bet you most of the fan base would go for it. But why does this regime say we can't do that with Giants fans? They will not accept it. How the fuck do you know?
Exactly.
Because they're scared.
Hey,
they're
perfect example.
You know what they're scared?
Do you know the
not
history
packing
of
out the house.
Yeah, but look what. Speaking of packing the house, did you see what happened with the series with the Baltimore versus the Yankees in Camden Yards? They brought in over 100,000 fans in 3 days. It was like a record for them because the team is exciting and the fans are getting behind their team because they got the young guys and the young guys are producing and they're winning. That's why.
It's also, they went. What the Giants are afraid of is going through 3 to 4 years of empty stands. Well, what the Giants fans
free and clear.
See,
exactly.
A lot of the Giants fans are just not very bright. I'll just say it. I meet them all on Twitter. You say anything that's objective and that is not, Giants are the best. Giants are going to win it all. Anything critical of Kapler or Farhan, you get these clowns attacking you. Well, hey, look, I give credit when credit's warranted. I've given Kapler plenty of credit this year on this show. I've talked about Zaidi's good moves, but I'm not going to give you all 100. I'm not paid. I'm not on payroll. Okay. I don't need to be just, dishing out, all this, placating and, everybody and just, telling you everything's sweet and rosy when it's not. I'll tell you,
Mark,
exactly how it
Mark
is.
Hope that, yeah.
And
Mark Hope, that's on point. What you just
And
said. But you know what I would love the owner to do? I would love the owner to privately interview like each Giant player, one-on-one, and ask him point blank, you're not going to get in trouble. This is between us. We keep it between us. How do you feel about playing for Kapler?
90% of them, 90% of them would say they hate it.
Now that right there is an owner. That's what Eddie DeBartolo would do. That's what Cohen would do. I'm not Cohen. Lacob. All the top owners are going to go to their best players. I mean, I don't know who that would be on the Giants. I guess it'd be Webb and Duvall and some others.
They've all gone woke, though, the Giants owners. It's just, they're just a bunch of woke.
Sell the team, man. Sell the team.
There's so much concerned about, making sure everybody's, got their night. And, I'm all for heritage nights and everything and all that. But, it's just the uniforms, putting stupid patches on there. You know what? Don't put any patches unless it's a paid company. You know what? I don't get it.
The Giants have become like a wrestling team, like they're entertainment. That's it.
Yep.
They're
not even entertainment. They don't provide entertainment.
No, but I mean, not from a baseball point of view.
Yeah, I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Dan says, they do these special nights at the ballpark, and they have singles night. Oh my God, come out! Let's go to a Giants game and meet somebody. Come on, man! I ain't going to no Giants game to meet somebody. Meet anybody anywhere I want. Well, back in the day, I could. But that's what the Giants do now. They have, if you notice their schedule, they have all these little special games and things to promote to get people to the crowd.
To get people to come in.
They're not doing the one good thing that would get people there.
Good baseball.
Games, right?
Good baseball. How about
Quality
that?
baseball.
It's a concept. Go to a baseball game to watch some damn baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know if can we go back to that Ranger 49 comment?
Yeah, I had that up. I think there may be something to that.
This is what I've been saying. Other teams' front office, they don't respect Farhan. And you know what? This is why Farhan can only make deals with the Mariners and the Cubs, because he doesn't have any communication or negotiation skills. He only talks to people that he knows. Exactly. He can't go out on a limb and be like, hey, I'll give you this prospect for that guy. He can't do it.
There may be
as soon as he gets rejected, he's like, okay, all right, I tried.
Yep.
He can't do anything.
Who would potentially be somebody that could buy the Giants?
The Saudi Arabians.
Joe Lacob.
Oh man, I would love Lacob to own the Giants.
Own that whole area.
He would fire Farhan and Kapler in a minute.
Saudi Arabia.
He would bring
Saudi Arabia.
He would bring baseball men in there.
How about the newest San Francisco resident, Mr. Elon Musk? He won't want nothing to do with this team.
He's just as weird as Kapler and fucking Farhan.
He would want to, but I think he would stay out of the baseball. He would just want to buy it and then just hire the right people.
I don't care who they got to get a businessman, just a straight businessman.
Well, someone who knows something about baseball, though.
Baseball operation. The owner doesn't have to know anything about baseball.
No, for the
baseball ops.
But you have to have some joy of the game. If you have no joy of the game,
well, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to win and you enjoy the game, yeah, but you don't have to do it. You just got to have. You just got to say, look, I know this thing will make money. I'm not worried about making money right now on the ball club. I'm making money as it appreciates, because in 10 years, 12, 15 years, I'm going to plan on selling it for double what I bought it for. I'm going to buy it for $4 billion and and I'm going to sell it for $8 billion. That's how. But you hire people that know what they're doing. Instead, what this ownership group has done is they hired a guy that will try to keep the team somewhat competitive, but make a profit. And I'll tell you what, the only hope the Giants have, period, is if you get more than 15 to 20 of their prospects are up and are really good, solid players with 2, 3, 4, probably out of that group of 15 to 20, you better have 4 or 5 all-stars on that team.
And Charles, you know what? I can see it happening.
Yeah, Charles Owner, he's 89 years old, the owner.
Yeah, he's old. Yeah.
Oh, no wonder they don't like young guys. No wonder they get.
Well, his son.
He doesn't have much. Greg Johnson is the guy that's running things. Charles Johnson is. He's been criticized in the press by all the roads because he's conservative. Yeah, because he's conservative. So they get on.
Nothing to do with baseball.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That city needs a little bit of that.
Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the complete polar opposites. You got the San Francisco ownership group, who seem to be just about the money and the Mission Rock. It doesn't seem much about baseball from what it seems. And then you in New York, you got Steve Cohen. Now, granted, the Mets kind of fell on themselves and he spends a little bit too much money, but man, you can't deny that the guy is a true Mets fan through and through.
That's what you need. You need a fan of the team.
Yes. Yes. Does he want to make some money? Absolutely. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to, but you also got to have something in your soul about the game. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you're not going to care. You just want to see the
There we go. Eddie D.
They want to see Steve Cohen, Uncle Steve. He wants to see the Mets succeed. He's a Mets fan.
Right.
Yeah.
So he does everything that he can to make the Mets succeed. I mean, he's failed, but at least he tries.
He tries. Exactly. Oh, here we go. We missed a couple of super chats here. Hutch, he put this out here about 20 minutes ago.
Can we? Yeah, thanks, Hutch.
Yeah.
Can we trade Kapler? Yeah, first you got to get rid of Farhan to get rid of Kapler.
And then Glass Half Full just put this one out. Appreciate it, Glass. Another $5 here. The Pollock trade was such a Farhan move. Get a borderline major league player that more than likely will do nothing. I wouldn't even call him a borderline major league player right now, but I'm so done with Farhan. You see, this is the thing. And then they come out acting like this is the
Is Derek Jeter employed right now by a team?
The Marlins, right?
No, he left the Marlins. I think he's working with the Yankees. He's working with the Yankees in some capacity.
He is?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't think he's part of the ownership, but I think he's like maybe an advisor or something.
Did anybody see the documentary about Reggie Jackson? How he was pissed that the Yankees did not give him a position in the front office?
No.
But you know who did? The Houston Astros. You know who the Houston Astros hired as their GM? A guy that was a scout for 12, 15 years with the Braves, accumulated a lot of young talent. He's a baseball man. Oh, gee, the Astros are successful in winning. We got freaking an IT guy as our GM.
Hey,
President.
While we're at it, PK Man says 114 in chat. Everybody hit that like button. And
yes,
while we're doing it, hit that like button. Just boop, boop.
And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
Yeah.
It's free.
Oh, Teo. Well, see, Teo, he's kind of he's in the similar cloth as Farhan, though.
If you dislike Farhan, hit the like button.
Hey, you know what? We can talk till we're blue in the face about them getting rid of him. They ain't getting rid of Zaidi. The only chance they have is if the Giants completely fall flat on their face this second half and they finish under 500 and Farhan did nothing to improve the team, and his escape will be, well, we had a lot of injuries and we just had to go with all
of course, yeah.
And so they're not getting rid of him.
And if anyone who thinks Farhan is a liar, hit that like button, please.
Does ownership really think that Farhan is the only person that can make a profit in this team? Do they understand they have one of the top 2 ballparks in the country.
No, I don't think they care. I don't think they care who their GM is. They just want a yes man, and Farhan's the yes man. Because no matter what the GM is, they own the stadium. They're gonna make money. They're gonna make money no matter what.
And you know,
exactly.
Laura, you kind of
they don't need him to make money.
You just kind of got something going on because we were just talking about maybe because he can't negotiate. That's why he only goes to people he knows.
Exactly.
Because he's not negotiating. So then tell me this: how is the president of baseball operations is going to be able to go to ownership and make strong decisions and have conviction behind his decisions? He's not.
Exactly.
He's just going to roll over and do whatever the ownership says.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Robert, you are older than me and Dan, and you know the history of Giants baseball. Like we've had some powerful people in the front office. You know this, from Al Rosen to Baby.
Okay, he's trolling. He's trolling, dude. There is no way in hell you could say that. That is the most asinine comment I've
which
probably
one is
ever
this?
seen. Farhan will be
at?
a Giant for the next 20 years. He has what it takes to win more championships than Brian Sabian. Come on, man.
Dude,
Eric's losing it.
That is some really good weed you are smoking.
Yeah.
Really good.
Hey, if the Giants win one under Farhan, they will be very, very lucky. The only chance they have is all these young guys. You know, the drafting looks like it's been pretty good the last few years. I'll give them credit. You know, they've drafted well. I mean, we're seeing Bailey and Schmidt from the 2020 class. The 2019 class was the class of Hunter Bishop, which has not been so great.
Last year's class, though.
Yeah,
Wade
21,
Meckler.
22
Wade
look
Meckler.
pretty good, and 23 yet to, all these are yet to be determined. We'll see in a couple years, but Wade Meckler is already at AAA. He was just drafted last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
That's the type of guy you want to see. I have high hopes for Meckler because that's the type of guy who turns into an all-star, a star, a guy who flies through the minor league system. None of these guys like Joey Bart, and even, I hate to say it, but Marco Luciano, who's had
well, Marco's only 21, remember.
That's true, yeah, but Joey Bart, okay, let's take a look at that. I'm going to pull up his stats in the minor leagues real quick, but it was like 800 OPS, 850 max, and he's getting by. He's not flying through the system. And those are the type of guys you want in your farm system, and those are the type of guys that eventually turn into stars. The guys who fly through your farm system and eventually make it to your major league roster.
But this is an organization that doesn't really believe in giving young guys like a full chance. Like, yes, Luciano's up. Yes, some of these other guys up, but they're still platooning them. They're still saying you're not good enough to hit right-handed pitching. Like, just going against everything that the game of baseball has to offer. Can you imagine what Will Clark would have did if they tried to pinch hit for him facing a lefty late in the game? He would have knocked the F out of somebody out. Just a different mentality, man.
All right, guys.
You can start to see the pushback, though.
I'm going to
Logan Webb
for you guys.
Not being pulled. I think it's starting to happen.
The future, but then there's you bring up a good point.
Oh dear God.
Culture, because normally new guy like you comes in and you have a mandate, you have the power to make the moves, whether they're ruthless, whatever they are. It's like, no, we've got to
Are
make
we able to play
moves
this, by the way?
Oh shit, no! Turn that off.
And they're players from the championship.
Okay.
I just thought about that.
Yeah. All right. Let's do. I think. Can we do the one from a local? I think we could. We could do a local one, right?
I don't know, honestly.
From like 10 years ago.
If it's copyright,
Robert's saying somebody's using your name.
That's cold.
There's one where Farhan talked about his job, how he charted all these different pitches, and how they developed stats. And then the manager at the time for the Oakland A's was Ken Maka. And he was like, Farhan saying, well, we do this and we pull up tendencies, what a player does on an 0-2 pitch where he hits the ball. And that's how we kind of position. We try and get players in positions, and we play certain players based on their, what the computer tells us. And he's just a little peon with the A's. He's not anything at this point. This is years ago before he was even well known. And he says, we're changing baseball. And they go to the manager, and the manager says, well, I don't know about all that stuff. I just look at a guy at third base and think he's a pretty dang good third baseman. And he makes has a huge impact out there and I stick him out there. It's like managers. You could tell Ken Maka was just like, oh my goodness, all this crap. But the game's changed so much, and that's where everybody's gone to now. And the Giants rely on it. They might want to try and figure out with their computer how to hit a baseball with runners in scoring position now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The only thing I want to hear Farhan say is I quit. That's it.
Yep. Just don't say a damn word.
I don't want to hear nothing he has to say because it's a lie.
It's a lie. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's an exaggeration. It's a waste of time to hear what he has to say. Honestly, it's a lie.
Yeah.
It can take so much. It just, as a fan, when your team is having to be directed by someone like this, it's. Whew.
I would be really curious when he's out on the streets, wherever he is, and he's recognized, if Giants fans talk shit to him. I would be really, really.
I don't think he goes out. I doubt he goes out.
Dan, right? When you're in spring training, he was MIA, right?
This year,
was nowhere to be found.
This year, he never. There was no appearances. Yeah, he wasn't even available to the press until the very last day when they gave out the award to Casey Schmidt. What do they call that award? The Barney Nugent Award or whatever it is for top newcomer to spring training. That was the only day he was available. And, it's like I saw him in the locker room for talking to Fleming for a while, and I was going to interject, but they kept going. So I just left, but I wanted to ask him some questions, but gosh, I wish I just had Larry Bear's ear for 20 minutes. I actually had his ear for a couple minutes.
That would be interesting. I would pay money to see that
in the press box at spring training. But
I went to a game this year and I saw Larry Bear and I yelled, "Sell the team!" So I'm doing my part.
I've got his email. I've got his business card.
Put it out in the chat.
Oh man!
Everybody starts emailing him. All 160 email right now. Say gosh. Oh man.
But he's in really no power at all. He has no power.
Well, he has
talks.
more than you think, though. He has a say, big say, but I would love to just talk to him and say, how many season ticket holders you have right now? 8,000, 7,500, 8,000. Okay, where were you at your height when you were winning championships? How many season ticket holders? Lou, if you're out there, step on in. Feel free to chat on this and correct my numbers if I'm wrong, okay? Lou Marston's a big season ticket holder. And, hey, you guys need any sporting event tickets, hit Lou up, man. He can get you some seats just about anywhere you want to go.
Does that include concerts too, or just sporting events?
Concerts too, I believe, yeah.
Lou,
yeah.
I will be contacting you.
He was at the Bryan Adams concert at the Chase Center the other night. Last night or the night before? I can't remember which night it was. Okay, so I think it was 28,000, 29,000 they had. This is what I would talk to Larry Bear. Where are you at now, Larry? 8,000. Okay. You guys going after Ohtani? Yeah, of course we will. What do you think it's going to cost? You think you're going to have to? How many season ticket holders you think would become? How many new season ticket holders you think you would get if you signed Ohtani? In free agency, he'd probably say 10, 12,000. Get right up to 20. Okay, how much is per ticket cost? He'd say on average 6,000-7,000 a ticket. Okay, so let's call it 6,000. 12,000 new season ticket holders times 6,000 bucks. That's 72 million. Okay, how many concessions you think? How much you make in concessions if you got 20,000? 12,000 more people in the park every night than you had before. And that's just being pretty minimum. And then it would be, jerseys, all that merchandise. I'd say, okay, why wouldn't you just offer them, an insane amount of money if you really wanted them? But you know what? We'll deal with that another day. That talk will come in November. They're not going to get him anyway.
They ain't getting him.
I'm not going to even get my hopes up. They're not going to get him.
It's not worth talking about.
It's not even worth going around.
But that's what I would try to sell Bear on. But here's the thing: Giants are very, very thin team right now. You look at their outfield. Let's take a look at it. Let's just go position group by position group. And if we look at the Giants outfield, it consists of, in left field, Blake Sable and what's his name? Slater. And now you got Pollock. That's 3.
Pollock's gonna be out with a hamstring injury by the end of the week. I just know it.
Matos 4, Conforto 5, and that's 5, right? So you can interchange Peterson out there if you need to, what they've done recently. Wade, I guess, could throw out there if you need to, and when Estrada comes back, see, I think what they're going to do is when Estrada comes back, would not surprise me if Haniger doesn't start hitting right away. I mean, keep calling him Haniger. Pollock doesn't hit this week.
He'll get DFA'd.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love that.
If Estrada comes back in 10 days, let's say, he's already
exactly. This is what I want to happen, and this is why I hated the Pollock trade. Estrada's coming back. You can just plug him into left field. That's all you got to do.
The best thing they can do lineup wise is this: first base, Wade and Flores; second base, Estrada and Casey Schmidt. But when you're facing a lefty, let's say a lefty lineup, okay, you're left-handed pitcher, Flores at first, at second base, Schmidt, third shortstop, Luciano, third base, Davis, left field, Estrada, center field, Matos, right field, Slater. Now if you're going to do this platoon crap, you might as well do it right and put your best hitters out there. And then catching, I guess, would be Bailey. And I don't know who you have still left on the bench to DH as a right-hander. But I think Pollock is probably just here for a few weeks. You remember they got tomorrow's August 1st. So they got 31 days before they can call up 2 more players. So it's possible Pollock gets left on the roster all the way through September because of the fact that they could have 2 extra guys. So I think Diaz goes down. I don't think they're going to put Luciano down tomorrow or Schmidt. I can't see that.
I have a feeling Schmidt's going to go down
for a couple of days until how many lefties are they facing in this series?
No, when Estrada comes back.
Oh, when Estrada comes back?
Mm-hmm. I just have a feeling, yeah.
Well, they may do that or Luciano, but it would only probably be for 2.5, 3 weeks because they'll be whoever goes down is coming back September 1st.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But
that's why Haniger's probably not going to come back until September, so they can have that those extra roster spots.
Who's that, Haniger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My conversation with Larry Bear would be very simple. This is how it would go. Hello, Mr. Bear. How are you? Hey, Los, what's going on? You said that you did not want to go young because you were going to lose fans. And yet, you've done it your way, and you went from 28,000 to 8,000. Now, I'm really good in math, but even a dummy in math could know 8 is not 28. So you've lost fans doing it your way.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at an interview that Kapler just did. He's on his couch in his office, lying down with pictures in the background. He's leaning back. His arm is on the top of the couch, and he has drinks to his left. How is that an appropriate setting to do a post-game interview? He has a full tray of drinks to his left. It's on the KNBR Instagram if anyone wants to check. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a real it's just a situation, this team. Do I want them to win? And was I frustrated they didn't win tonight? Of course, I want them to win. But they do. Yeah, it's not a big deal about the clubhouse with drinks. I mean, I was 18 once and in the clubhouse interviewing Greg Minton. He said to me, he says, "Want a beer?" You know, I was like 18 years old, senior in high school.
No, the drinks are fine. I just think it's the level of professionalism that he displayed.
Yeah, Bochy drank beer, but he never did it during a damn post game. he sat behind the desk, answered the questions.
Yeah, don't get your dauber down. Yeah. But I was getting to this point of watching this team. It really is hard to watch. They scored their only run after they scored 2 was they didn't get a hit.
Wild pitch.
They didn't get a hit. Wild pitch, and then a ground ball over to first base to move the runner from second to third. And it's like, and then Kapler, of course, which somebody pull up, well, I'll pull it up. Ketel Marte, he switch hitter, but one side of the plate, and I think it's the right side, he rakes.
Yeah, it used to be. Fleming talked about it on the radio. He used to rake from the right side. He used to punish left-handed pitchers, but they say he's more even this year.
Is he more even?
Yeah.
Because the right side is his better side, and he's got more power that way. And I was thinking when I was watching Taylor Rogers hanging balls to him, I'm going,
yeah,
he's going to rope one, man. And, sometimes it's just the way that the game gets managed. He seems to get really outsmarted toward the, especially at the end of the game, because he pulls guys out of the lineup, switching this, pinch hitting here so much that by the end of the game, he's stuck and he doesn't have any bullets left in the chamber. And he's got to just go with what he's got, He's going to a gunfight with a pellet gun while the other managers seem to be coming with a 357, It's like he
blows his wad early.
Yeah, he constantly. Tonight he didn't.
Tonight he didn't, right?
it's because he overmanaged yesterday. Then he undermanages tonight. That's what he does. He runs out of players early, constantly, and then today he doesn't use the bench. It's like, oh gosh, I got to save all these guys now. I got to save. Who do you have on the bench tonight? He had Luciano,
Schmidt. Well, he put Schmidt in late.
Well, the good move is he put Schmidt in because Flores made the last out, and you don't want Flores as your lead runner at second base.
Yeah,
as your ghost runner, because it would take a ground rule double to get him home or a homer.
It's funny because I thought maybe he would do that with the inning before when Crawford was the lead runner at second. I thought they'd bring in Luciano.
I thought maybe they might, just because of Crawford's knee situation,
right.
And if it was going to be a medium depth fly ball, if he got to third base, was he going to have a collision like he did last year? Is how he hurt his knee, a collision at the plate. Okay, so we're going back to these positions. The outfield, the guy I like the most, honestly, on this team in the outfield is Matos.
Yeah.
Matos is the guy that I trust to, play great defense.
Oh, he made a nice catch in center.
Yeah.
And so effortless, too.
Whenever he's catching a ball close to the wall, it almost looks like it's 10 feet over the wall. He plays it. He's so calm. He's so calm, jogging to the ball.
And then he just kind of, he does this so much with his glove. He just keeps it down here. And I've never seen a guy just so, I'm thinking he's just like effortless, just boom. He does not, he's got a lot of swag. But
here's some positives. Here's something real positive about the Giants. The old school way is you got to be strong up the middle defensively. They have a catcher who is dynamite.
He should win the Gold Glove this year.
You have potentially a center fielder that is dynamite. If Casey Schmidt could ever get his hitting going, even okay, and he plays short at second,
we're
dynamite.
Seeing signs of it.
So get your recorders out. I'm saying things positive about the Giants. If you want, I can rewind. They are very strong up the middle and young for the foreseeable future.
Right.
They need to work on the corners, right and left field, first and third base. That's where they.
I'm putting Schmidt at third. I'm putting Schmidt at third, and I'm trading JD Davis.
I think I like him at third.
I want him at third.
His arm is wasted at second. It's not wasted
on the DPs, on the double plays.
You're right on the DPs, but man, that ball hit down the line at third, and he can get it over to first and throw him out.
Yeah. I want Schmidt at third base next year. Luciano at short. Give me Estrada. Opening,
I still like Estrada at second. He's got a good glove.
Figure out first. Trade JD Davis in the offseason and get yourself either a good pitcher or a young position guy. They should have, personally, in my opinion, this is where teams make dumb mistakes. Is they do not. They sell guys too late. They wait and then their value drops. So get your value right now. I would trade JD Davis tomorrow to a contender who wants a corner infielder with a solid bat, and get me
a top
get me a top left, like a left fielder. And you know what? If you got to throw in, JD Davis and an arm or something that's not one of your top 3 or 4 arms, maybe 5 or 6 in your system, and get me a young hitting outfielder that's
Evan Carter
that can hit. Evan Carter with Texas.
That's going to cost a lot, though.
But Texas doesn't
do it.
Texas doesn't need JD Davis.
I just don't know if the Giants have enough, though.
Who's a team that needs JD Davis? Who's a team that would need a JD Davis that's in the race? Cubs already got their guy, Candelario. Baltimore has their guy. They got
Texas had their guy.
Yankees. But
they're selling their free agent. They're actually selling. Is that crazy? The Yankees are selling.
They might. We'll see tomorrow.
They are. It's already been. They already came out and said they're selling all their free agents. They can.
Who's third baseman for
leading
Milwaukee?
Who's leading the AL Central right now?
Twins and Guardians are like neck and neck.
Okay, one of those
Guardians
two teams could use a bat.
Guardians are, man, see, they're playing it smart. They know they're not a team to win the World Series and compete in the American League, even if they make the playoffs.
They just got a top, like, the number 37 overall prospect in baseball.
From the Rays. Yeah.
Exactly. They're doing it smart. And where were the Indians last year?
Smart. Yeah.
And where's their payroll? Way lower than the Giants.
Yep.
They made the playoffs last year. They've got a nucleus of young players. They see that this year, look, we're not where we want to be, but if we get a couple more young guys, we'll be right there at the top in about 2 years.
And the Indians and their fans haven't won a World Series in like 60, 70 years. If anybody's desperate to
Mm-hmm.
win right now, it would be them. But not Giants fans. Oh, we just won 10 years ago, so we're entitled now.
You know, Eric or Dan, could you pull up Robert's comment?
Oh God, no! I've had enough of him.
Which one? Padres lost or
no? If we lack hitting,
where Robert? Oh, if we lack hitting,
someone pull up JD Davis's numbers in the last month or something. All right, like, he is the reason why we're lacking hitting. He is the reason.
Well, Robert, we're not playing for this year,
right?
Farhan, listen, Robert. I'm trying to appeal to you sensibly.
Good luck.
Listen.
Good luck.
Listen, I'm going to look right into the camera. I am a Giants fan. Have been. You're older than me, but I've been a fan for 54 years. Okay. This team is
You're
not
better off talking to this notepad.
Yeah, this team's not winning a world championship this year, and Farhan is telling you that right now. He's telling you we don't have the wherewithal to. He as Eric said earlier and others, he's lying to you. Okay, He's trying to sell you fool's gold that this team is built and ready to win. Can it get into the playoffs? It can. But the odds, I'll bet you if you check FanDuel right now, I bet you the odds are under 60% now because of these moves. In fact, check them tomorrow afternoon and they'll drop further.
I'll look at it right now.
Other teams are making real moves.
Yep.
And the Giants are thin. They're paper thin. You're going to have to count on Haniger coming back and Estrada coming back and being fully healthy. And, hey, look, it's a possibility. But I'll tell you this. I think the Cubs probably passed the Giants, even though they've lost 2 in a row. I think the Cubs, I think the Padres, there's still 55 games to go. This is a young team. They're getting tired. Their pitching's is getting on ice. You're going to see probably in August. Let's count how many games they have in August real quick here. And I'll tell you what I think may happen. I've been wrong before. I was wrong on their series when I thought they'd go 11 series. I thought they'd go 3-8 and they went 6-5. I'm not saying guaranteeing this. I'm just looking at this realistically. Okay, August, they've got 3, 5, 8. I'm having in my head 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 27 games in the month of August. Okay, hear me. I think they go 11-16. Maybe 12 and 15.
I could see them winning 12 games. That's max.
That's probably about where they're going to be. And then they're still going to be in it in September. And they could squeeze this out and get into the playoffs. but it is a tough schedule. Listen to the schedule. They got 3 more with Arizona. Then they go to the A's, then 3 in Anaheim. Then 3 home for Texas, 3 home for Tampa Bay. On the road, 3 to Atlanta, 3 to Philadelphia. Back home, 3 for Atlanta, 3 for Cincinnati. And then a 4-game series in San Diego at the end of August into September, and then 3 in Chicago. That's a murderous schedule starting right now. You can say the A's are pushovers, but not at home. They're not as bad. There we go. So there's your schedule.
Yep.
You got
it's not going to be pretty.
I mean, hey, they played better against 500 teams this year, but they were also healthier.
True.
Okay. They've been healthier. They have, and I just don't know Mitch Haniger, when he comes back in September, what you can expect from a guy who's basically missed the entire year.
You can't expect much because he's recovering from his injury. He's going to have to build strength. I mean, that's not overnight. Building up strength is going to that's going to be at least like a couple weeks. I mean, they're going to be rushing him back, and
yeah, so he's not going
to be ready.
And then Estrada's going to take a while to get his timing down. And that's saying nobody else gets injured.
Yep. Which, I mean, I guarantee you they will. Flores is going to get injured.
Go down, and you don't have any outfield depth unless you're planning on keeping Ramos. I sure hope they don't trade Ramos tomorrow.
Wouldn't surprise
me.
Speaking of health, I'm really wondering about Lamont Wade, man. 0 for 5 today. And I'll tell you that ball he hit in the 10th, I think everybody thought it was gone. I think he thought it was gone the way he dropped the bat. Mm-hmm. I just don't think he has the strength. I think that back injury is more serious than we thought and we think. And I don't know. I just think he did
hit it to the deepest part of the park. Was the wind blowing out there or was it blowing in?
They were saying it was constantly changing. Sometimes it'd blow out to right, sometimes it'd blow out to left. They were talking about it on the radio.
I would watch this next stretch, this series for Lamont Wade. I would see how he does.
Yeah, right now he is batting 260.
Wow, he's dropped
3. His on base percentage is still good, but it's 394 now. One thing we didn't do tonight is we did not pull up the standings, did we?
No, we have not.
The Rockies just beat the Padres.
Interesting. So the Padres, that could possibly make them sellers tomorrow. We shall see.
There was talk they might even try to go after Rodriguez.
Preller's not selling.
Yeah, I don't think he generally does.
He's not going to wave the white flag.
All right, so there's the standings right here. Well, we didn't even – let's see the scores. Who played tonight? I didn't even look. Okay, Giants, Phillies beat the Marlins. Nationals over the Brewers. Rays beat the Yankees. Boy, the Yankees are really falling apart.
Yep, they're done.
Orioles over the Blue Jays. Angels beat
over the
Braves.
Grichuk had a home run his first game with the Angels.
I saw that.
Wow. Reds beat the Cubbies.
Close game.
Guardians or
Syndergaard was dealing, and then he got hurt, and then Astros came and tacked on
12 hits, and they got 3 runs. Wow, they left a lot of people on base.
Well, the Padres have not been able to. Have the Padres been able to win 3 games in a row? Well, I guess they just did, but let me see. Let's see what they just swept Texas, but
yeah.
Let's take a look at the standings here. Okay, Baltimore 1.5 up on Tampa. Blue Jays 6.5. That's the wild card right there, basically, those teams. And then you got the Astros in there. So this is why let's go to the National League real quick. Reds are up on the Brewers 1.5 games. Cubs fall 5 back now. They were And let's take a look at the wild card where the Giants. Okay, American League. Tampa has a nice 5-game cushion.
They're definitely getting at least the wild card.
Astros have a 1-game for the second spot. Toronto
Boston's
right behind
Toronto.
Look at the Angels. The Angels
and
are
the
coming.
Angels, yeah.
Angels are coming.
You know, Duvall would be a guy you could go after. Why wouldn't you go after Adam Duvall instead of Pollock if you really wanted to try and win?
They ain't gonna trade. They're in the race. Boston's in the race. They're not gonna trade.
Yeah, but
Duvall.
they said they're listening to offers on Duvall and
they said
Verdugo.
that about Verdugo, but I guess they pulled that back. They said they're not until 2024.
But Duvall would be a guy that might, but Farhan never wants to give up anything. He was forced to give up and trade for Chris Bryant at the end because they were doing so good, the Giants, and it was like he hated making that deal. You could tell. It was like, man, I had to give up prospects. It's like I only like to give up guys that are like 40th or 41st on my roster. I like collecting those guys. Man, he collects more guys between 35 and 40 and loves to shuffle those last few positions on the roster.
Then Farhan is a hypocrite because if he's not willing to give up prospects, why wouldn't you try to accumulate more?
He's a liar.
Big time.
So look at here. The Giants are 9 over, still 1 game lead, half a game holding on to the top spot. Philly right behind them. Marlins and D-backs. I mean, Giants really minimum need to win 2 of the 4 in this series. Ideally, they wanted to win 3 of 4, but now that's kind of in jeopardy.
Jesus, if Milwaukee gets a bat or 2 with their pitching staff,
they got Connor or no Mark. What's his name? Yeah, Kane.
They need more. They need more than that.
They do.
They
their
might.
Their lineup is horrible. You talk about a team that strikes out a lot. They're right there with the Giants.
All right, so there we have the standings. I see we've got,
and that's what's so frustrating, Senior. The Giants aren't going to sell, even though they ain't going to do diddly. I mean, it's still a question mark whether or not they make the playoffs, but yet they're still not going to sell because they're in the hunt, so to speak. It's ridiculous.
Rockies beat the Padres 4-3. What's on the docket tomorrow? There won't be any day games tomorrow, I don't think.
The Giants never sell. Doesn't matter how close or how far they are.
The trade deadline is over before any games start tomorrow. So
yeah, it's 3
every
p.m.
team
Pacific,
needs to kind of make the decision. The smart teams, like the Guardians, or as Los and I like to refer to them as the Indians, I've got some paraphernalia from them I bought just before they traded the team or changed the name. They're making moves for the future, even though they're literally 1 game out of first place. They're 1 game out of first place, and they sold their best pitcher that they have. What does that tell you? See, Farhan, that's how it's done. Follow Cleveland. They just sold their best pitcher who's under control for next year. Why? Because they wanted to get another hitter, and they probably realize they're not going anywhere with the pitching staff they have.
Because they're self-aware. They know what they need. They don't need to appeal to the fans. They just
here you go, Mark.
Baseball team.
Here you go, Mark. Farhan, the worst GM in baseball. There you go.
Who's that for?
Mark Graves. He wanted to hear that.
He wanted to hear.
He wanted to hear that.
I don't know if he's the worst. There's got to be a couple.
He's
guys.
up there.
I'll say this for Farhan.
Come on, we're on year 5.
He's made some good signings, Rodon, Gosman, good trades. I thought the Dubon trade initially was good. I thought the trading him away was horrible. Getting Rodon and Gosman was great. Letting him go was horrible. Just letting him walk. I mean, you got a, conditional pick or whatever you got, but you could have, I would have re-signed Gosman during the year, and I would have let Rodon, I would have traded him just because of Rodon's arm history trouble and all of that. So I really think he's made some good moves. He's made some decent acquisitions, but he's afraid to pull the trigger on the big ones.
Yep.
And go for okay, to me, this is where the frustration comes from. Robert, you listening?
He's probably asleep by now.
Robert, listen in. I'm going to try and get a little bit of more bend on my hat here. It's a little straight. There we go. Okay. So, Robert, I want Farhan to do one of two things, and Farhan chooses the middle. I want him to go all in and try to get the very best team now and go for for the next year or two, try and win a World Series, or sell all those pieces and build. This is the preferred way, is build for something like Baltimore's done. Houston's proven it. Atlanta's done it. Prospects galore that are top 100 type prospects that are feeding your system, and you accumulate those so that you can grow together and be really good, not just kind of, putting your toe in the water and seeing, well, maybe we're going to hang in there. We think we have the team to compete and get into the playoffs this year.
And it's so obvious. It's so obvious that they know they don't have the team to compete. You know why? Because they're not going all in.
But that's why you sell.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't make sense. See, I don't know if people can get this.
They won't.
You don't go, if you're not going all in and really trying to win. I mean, look at what Texas is doing. The Giants are in a decent position just as Texas. Texas is fighting to hang on to the division and stay in the wild card. You're fighting to get to win the division and stay in the wild card. So, but you didn't do anything to improve this team. Nothing. Zero. Nada. Zilch. Incompleto. Garbage.
Dan, what are you talking about, Dan? They just traded for AJ Pollock. Of course they got better.
When I saw that move, I was like, Dan is losing his freaking mind.
Yeah, you know what? It was so bad, man. I had to change the undergarments, man. They soiled. It was like I just had this big, long. It was just bad, man. It was, and it kept coming, and it went. Yeah.
Sure that one of them?
Jeez. I tell you.
Lionel said something in the chat earlier that was pretty funny. I don't think you guys caught it, but he said there's 4 guys running a YouTube channel that are Padres fans probably saying, how the hell with all our talent is the garbage ass Giants ahead of us? They're probably
pissed off too. Yep.
They are probably more pissed off than we are. It's like, how do we have all this talent and the freaking Giants with their roster are above us? That's got to be.
I don't think this is sustainable. I really don't.
I don't think so. It is.
I really don't see this as sustainable.
I think the Padres are going to pass them. I said that a month ago.
I think
Mark Hope. You know what Mark Hope needs to do? He needs to go down over to what is that? 24 Willie Mays Plaza and put Larry Baer up in the rack. Put him up in the rack, right, Los? Put him up in the rack.
Leave that Lex Luger stuff alone, man. Come on, man.
Why though? Seriously, why wouldn't
Barry Windham used to beat his ass.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, okay, maybe tomorrow he does something. Maybe he does a little buying and selling. Maybe he moves off of some of these guys and brings in other guys. But, think about this. Who's going to be the third baseman in 2 years?
Casey
It
Schmidt.
should be Casey
Right.
Schmidt.
It's going to be Schmidt. It's going to be Schmidt or Luciano. Okay. Or it could be, in 3 or 4 years, this Walker Martin could come up, So Davis is not part of your long-term future. You have Schmidt, who's 24, I believe. Let me pull up these guys' ages. Schmidt's 24. Okay. So you've got him for the next 7-8 years of his peak. Okay. You've got Luciano, who's 21. He should give you 10 plus years of peak performance. Now we're starting to sound kind of a little weird here. Peak perform. Okay. Hold on here. Where's the dang roster? Okay, here we go. All right. So looking at this roster, Schmidt's 24. Luciano, 21. Matos, 21. Who's the other? Estrada's 27. You probably got him for another 4 to 5 years. I like seeing a guy to about age 33 and then move on,
I'll be right back.
Just keep these guys when they're younger, build off that. Your outfield, Matos is 21. You got guys coming up. Von Brown's 25. How old is Meckler?
He's old. He's 24, I think. I say old, but older for being.
So Von Brown and Wade Meckler seem to be more like, later developer, guys that are.
No, Wade Meckler is going to be on the team next year.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think Meckler and, so is Yaz part of the future?
Here's the deal. How about Slater as well?
No,
You got Haniger. You got Haniger for
Conforto?
another 2 years.
I I would trade Haniger tomorrow, personally.
Yeah, why not?
I would trade Haniger, Yaz, Conforto, Slater.
But they're not. And that's the most frustrating thing. They know they ain't going to be able to do this, but they're not going to sell when they could get something back.
Ted, he's on the 60, so he doesn't count against the 40, Roberto Perez. Because he's out for the year, you have to leave him on the 60. And then after the season is over, you can DFA him. I don't think you can DFA a guy who gets injured once he's on your 60 day. Lydia says she doesn't see Schmidt making strides.
Do you not watch
maybe
the
next
games?
season. I'm seeing him make some strides with the plate. I'm seeing a lot better.
There is a difference.
He's getting deeper in the counts. He's consistently getting to 2 balls and 2 strikes, that area. He's fouling off pitches, and he's getting both cheeks in his swings. He might not be doing damage right now. If you look at the exit velocity on his outs, even a lot of them are above 100 miles an hour. I mean, he's hitting the ball hard. He's seeing the pitches. Even in his takes, you can see he's seeing the ball better. The ball's just not dropping.
You know what? I'm going to pull up this trade simulator right now.
Oh no!
And then we're going to close this. We're going to close it out. I'm going to tell you.
Hey Dan, real quick before you do this, are we going to be doing a live tomorrow for trade deadline? Just so
we'll do one
because I'm going to start making up a thumbnail.
Yeah, we'll. I got to take my dog in to get its allergy shot. One of the dogs, Faith, at 9:30. And I should be back by 10. The show for MLB Network starts at 10 tomorrow. So maybe we can do a show about 10:30 or 11.
And then we could go and see if because we could cover it live as the trades are going down.
Yeah, I'll just sit in front of my TV and mute my mic.
And I could put up like maybe the Twitter feed or something of what's being talked about.
Yeah, we'll do a trade show tomorrow. what I wanted to get to you guys trade. Come on, where's that?
Eric,
When you put that,
Eric, find a picture of AJ Pollock to put on the thumbnail.
oh, you trust me, I'm gonna be working some magic on this son of a.
Put a picture of Ohtani.
There's gonna be a picture of Farhan too, guaranteed.
2-team trade. Farhan's only team he knows what to deal with. Seattle. So we'll do this. The Giants and the Mariners. Okay. Giants will get. Wait, here we go. Giants are going to go for Hernandez. Tesscar Hernandez. He's a 1.3 trade value. Traded to the Giants. And going back, see, because they do deals all the time. Going back to Seattle. Come on. It's going to be Ramos and watch this. It'll be okay. How's that? Let's see if it works. There's your trade tomorrow. Blow it up here. You guys see that?
No.
Giants get Tesco. Giants get Tesscar Hernandez. Mariners get Carson Ragsdale and Elliot Ramos. You watch. Something like that, I feel it coming with if they are able to get Hernandez.
I don't know with Tommy Edman.
Where's Hernandez going to play? Isn't Pollock going to block him?
No, Pollock's just a fill-in.
Oh, I'm kind of being serious. Like, I don't think they got room for him.
Yeah. I don't think they get him because it's too big of a deal for Farhan. But another thing, what is Edman? Let's look at what his value is.
I don't like him at all.
Like, none of those guys move the needle at all.
Exactly.
No, none of them do.
Except Eduardo Rodriguez. If you're going pitching, I mean, if they get a pension Judy hitter and they don't address a starting pitcher, that will be hilarious. We've been saying for weeks they need another frontline starter.
They know it too. Everybody in the league knows it.
They exactly know it. And
they're not getting Edman.
Then if you're not going to get a starter, then don't even bother getting another player. It's a waste of time.
Edman's value is 12.4. There's no way the Giants don't have all the guys Giants values that are up in double digits they're better prospects. I mean, when Elliot Ramos only brings you a 0.5, what does that tell you about his value? Joey Bart's value is down. It's awful. So we'll go over that tomorrow, though. We'll cover some of these values while we're killing time. Listening to the different trades, talking about those. And everybody, thanks for joining tonight. It has been
Could I say
awesome.
one thing?
Yeah, go right ahead. Wait, let me finish. Go ahead.
All right. I'm actually very optimistic for next year and the year after that. Here, I just wrote down a list of all their potential call-ups and young guys. Bailey, Schmidt, Luciano, Matos, Meckler, Harrison, Wisenhunt, Webb, Doval, Brown, Black, Wynn, and Ramos. Those are all guys that are high up in their farm system and are succeeding.
I like how you did that. Brown, black. We don't have a white or anything.
Simon Whiteman. No, but these are all guys that have potential. And if they can live up to expectations, then you have a possibility of a World Series roster in a year or two, because these guys can carry a team. Then you can go sign the 1 and 2 year deals for the seasoned veterans.
Hey, there's some guy out there that predicts World Series winners, and I can't remember. He's been right on a lot of them, and I wish I could find his site, because I saw it like a year ago, and I was thinking, what? He had the Giants winning the World Series in 25. And
that's what I have him. That's what I have actually too.
Maybe it was on Bora.
It wasn't.
I would think it was on BoraBora.com or something. Hey, curious, how is your last name or first name Bora, or
my first name's Bora? Yeah.
First name. Okay. Yeah, your last name. Okay, we don't have to give that if you don't want. We don't.
No, it's okay. It's Turkish.
Turkish.
Oh,
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying as far as the youth movement goes, but
he just deleted himself. Dan's losing it.
Go ahead, Los.
I was going to say, who's to say that a lot of those guys are not going to be blocked next year by Conforto, by Flores, by Haniger, by Slater, by Yaz. So in theory,
Yaz and Slater will be here. They're statues.
So Meckler's not coming up. He's not coming up. It's a pipe dream. We want it. Some of us want it, but it's not going to happen because they are obsessed with guys like Yaz and Slater. They're obsessed with keeping those guys.
Mm-hmm. So the only guy I would keep, the one guy I would keep is Wilmer Flores. That's the one guy.
Yeah, he's a professional hitter.
He's a professional hitter. He's a good mentor. He's been in the league for like over 10 years.
Yeah.
Nope.
Here it is.
Player.
Our crystal ball, Major League Baseball. Listen to this. This was put out. Okay, let's see how good this thing is. Of the top, off the top of your head, see if you can name the teams that won the World Series every year, the last 10 in order. You ready? No peek. Oh, okay. We're not going to do that. That's if you thought that was hard, today I'm going to try something even more difficult. I'm going to try and guess the 10 next World Series winners. Okay, so this was starting for this year, 23. He predicts Dodgers over Blue Jays. This was done on January 9th of 23. So he's got Dodgers over Blue Jays this year. 24, he's got Mets over Orioles. Doubt that's going to happen now. We're seeing what the Mets are falling apart. 25, Giants over the Yankees.
Nope, not Yankees aren't going to be in position.
You never know. It may take a couple years, but the Giants will finally get their superstar once Soto's contract expires. Okay, they're talking about thinking the Giants will get Juan Soto. Okay, 26, Mariners over Okay, so we're not going to do it all. Anyway, he did say Yankee. That's what I saw, Giants in 25. So we'll see. But everybody, thanks for joining. Thanks. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you to both teams. His comments are always on fire tonight. Bora joining the infield tonight. Made the infield. Okay, let's see. Position-wise,
I'm the first baseman.
I'm going to say you're the first baseman.
I'm the
this
biggest
guy's
guy
on
here.
The corner. He looks like Villar over there in the top, Eric. He looks like David Villar. Bora's our shortstop. I'd play there too, but he's got me beat by 40 plus years, so I can't move. So, plus my arm's probably a ragged arm now. I think I could still wing it. Hey, I think if I went out there and threw the first pitch, I really do. I would warm up in the downstairs, man. I'd be throwing. I could put one in there at about 75 miles an hour still.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate that,
Danny,
Mark.
I'm going to take you to the batting cages, Dan. And
oh, yeah. That'll be fun. We got to get to the batting cages, and we'll video that for the show.
Yeah, someone's gonna blow out a shoulder. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh wait, I've got back surgery in a week.
Yeah, that's what.
Hey, I can still hit. I can still hit.
Hey, Senior, you haven't seen me throw. Senior, I could do that. I can put a throw right down the middle.
Yeah, Dan is probably better than Diaz.
Kyle, what's going on? Love you, but no way. All right, guys.
Little down and dance.
I'm going to get this arm warmed up, and I'm going to show you. I can still throw it. 60 feet 6 inches from home plate, from the mound to home plate. I will put it there. You saw George Bush when he was president in 2001 throw a strike in the World Series. He had a little arc on that. I'm putting it right in there, man. Okay. But our third baseman, Eric, up there. Bora playing short. Me at second. Los at first.
Yep.
Murdo infield right here. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll come back tomorrow. What time you want to go on, Eric?
Hey, it's up to you. You want to go on maybe around 11?
11 sounds good.
All right. I'm putting together the thumbnail right now.
All right. Bora, you're welcome to join us if you're available.
That should be good.
Yeah, whoever wants to join.
If you're around,
we'll be going a while, just see what's
it's just going to be hanging. We're not.
Yeah.
We're just going to be talking about what's happening, trades and stuff. And I'm looking for the big deal. I'm expecting.
There's going to be a big deal.
To bring back Michael
not getting involved in Giants.
Michael Papirski. Coming back to the Giants. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. We will see you tomorrow. And we will be back tomorrow night, too, after the Diamondbacks game, right around 9:30ish, we think.
After they lose again.
And 11 tomorrow for the trade show. Trade deadline show. Have a good night, everybody.
Farhan's a damn liar.